Hello guys, I hope you're doing well. In today's video, we will discuss about One Piece swords. Swords in general is very important in One Piece. We got whole dedicated chapter of Odin swords, Enma. And most of the strongest character actually use swords. Like Mihawk, Roger, Rayleigh, Shanks, Whitebeard, Ryuma. They are the top of the top in One Piece. And these swords are also the part of their strength. But there are not that many swords in One Piece who can handle these strong characters' power. That's why Oda created some special swords. Swords that we cannot wield. Swords who choose their wielders. These swords divided into 4 categories. Great sword, skillful great sword, great swords, and supreme great swords. So first we will talk about great sword. Great swords are the most commonly found named sword. It's the lowest grade of the named swords. They are higher quality than the most random swords and can easily last in a fight against unguarded swords. Their numbers are unknown, and the 2 great swords known to us are Shiguru and Sandai Kitetsu. Right now Tashigi have Shiguru and Zoro have Sandai Kitetsu. Sandai Kitetsu is the cursed swords and it is the third and the last Kitetsu. Now let's talk about skillful great swords. These named swords are rare compared to great swords because there were 50 skillful great swords, but currently there are only 49 of them. According to Tashigi appreciation of Sandai Kitetsu in chapter 97, it is worth a million berries, which is no small amount. There are only 3 skillful great swords known to us, Yubashiri, Kashu and Yamaoruji. So now let's talk about great sword. Zoro have Wado Ichimonji and Enma. He got Wado Ichimonji from Koina's father Koshiro, so he can fulfill their common goal. Wado Ichimonji stand for straight rod of harmony. It can keep up in fight against supreme great swords without chipping or breaking. We have seen that when Zoro duel with Mihawk, Wado Ichimonji remained in perfect condition against Yoru, while his other 2 swords shattered. This shows that Wado Ichimonji is quite a powerful sword. Now let's talk about Enma. Enma previously wielded by Odin till his death. Currently Enma is Zoro's possession. Zoro got Enma in replacement of Susui. Enma is quite a unique sword. The only one who actually mastered this sword was Odin. When Zoro used Enma, he forcefully absorbed his Haki, and it is stated that Enma can kill his wielder if the wielder is not strong. And we seen in recent chapter 1035 in Zoro's fight against King. Zoro said that if fight goes any longer, Enma will kill him. It simply means that Zoro is still not mastered Enma. Enma means the lord of the underworld, and it is the one and only sword who scar Kaido twice. First one was given by Odin and second one was given recently by Zoro in chapter 1010. Enma and Wado were both crafted by Shimosuke Zoro, and if Zoro managed to turn both of them black, then they can become supreme great swords. So now let's talk about another great sword, Ame no Habakiri. Ame no Habakiri was also belongs to Odin, but after his death, now it belongs to Kozuki Momonosuke. Ame no Habakiri means Snake Slayer of Heavens. It is currently with Tengu Yama Hitetsu, as Momonosuke believe he is not strong enough to wield it. It is Odin's other sword that was able to scar Kaido. Second last we have Susui. Susui once belongs to legendary swordsman Shimotsuki Ryuma, also known as Sword God. Susui is also one of the 2 blades that turn into Black Blade, and after Ryuma dies, this sword becomes the national treasure of Wano. Then later in the story, Gecko Moria stole both Ryuma's corpse and his blade. When Straw had battle against Gecko Moria, Zoro fought with Ryuma's corpse and won. As a reward, Ryuma gave Susui to Zoro. Then later in the story, at Hiyori's request, Zoro gave up this blade for Enma. Last great sword known to us is Nitai Kitetsu. It means second gen demon splitter and also a cursed blade. Nitai Kitetsu owned by Tengu Yama Hitetsu and is currently in his possession. It was forged by his forefather Kotetsu. When Luffy takes Nitai Kitetsu, he sends something or someone's soul in it. And later in the story, Zoro also sensed that. There is a theory that Luffy got cursed when he wielded Nitai Kitetsu, because later in the story he was almost killed by Kaido. And Nitai Kitetsu is stronger than Sandai Kitetsu when it comes to curse power, because Nitai Kitetsu is the second gen Kitetsu. And that's all we know about Nitai Kitetsu, and that's it. This is all the information we have about great swords. So now let's talk about supreme great swords. Supreme great swords are the highest grade of sword in One Piece. They have the best qualities in terms of sharpness, durability and strength. There are only 12 of these in existence in the world of One Piece. Out of all of them, we know few, and we can assume where the rest of the swords are. The supreme great swords that we know are Murakumogiri, the Whitebeard's Naginata. Whitebeard using this sword even in his prime, and this Naginata is capable of wielding the power of the world's strongest man. Whitebeard can channel both his Haki and his devil fruit power through this sword. That tells us that how great of a Naginata it was, and it is capable of clashing with the other supreme great swords like Ace, which was Roger's swords. Roger's swords Ace is also very strong that Roger fought countless battle with that, and Roger loved his sword so much that he named his son after it, Ace. Next in the list we have Shodai Kitetsu, which is wielded by Noishiro the Gorosei. Shodai Kitetsu is the most powerful and cursed blade in Kitetsu series, which means it is also a cursed sword like Tetsu, and it can also have the traits like Enma, which was also referred as cursed blade. That tells us that you need to be very strong to wield the Shodai Kitetsu, and the wielder is actually an immortal old man. Next on the list we have newly revealed Yakuza Kasen, which is wielded by none other than Admiral Fujitora, who is also pretty strong. He used his sword to control his devil fruit powers. And the last confirmed supreme blade sword we know is the Yoru. This sword belongs to the strongest swordsman in the world, Mihawk. It is also stated to be the strongest sword in the One Piece, and we actually don't know the true rank of Yoru because this sword is also a black blade, which means Mihawk also increased the rank of his sword, and it was already a supreme grade before becoming a black blade. Shows that Yoru is the strongest sword in One Piece. The other supreme grade swords that we can assume are: first one is Griffin, the Shank sword; Napoleon, the sword of Big Mom; and maybe Shamrock sword is also a supreme grade. Rocky hammer can also be a supreme grade. I know it is not a sword, but don't forget even Kaido's glove is stated to be a category of sword, so Loki's hammer can also be the one. The other person who I think have supreme grade sword is Figarl and Garling. That makes them total 10. I think Shiryu's sword could also be a supreme grade sword, and the other person I think is Rox. If Rox turned out to be a swordsman, then his sword will be confirmed to be a supreme grade. There are other contenders as well, and one of them is Ashok, who is also a clone of Mihawk, the world's strongest swordsman, and there is a possibility that his sword is also a supreme grade. So this is everything we know about the sword or blade in One Piece. Tell us in comment section which character do you think that have the other supreme grade sword.